Good afternoon, students. Welcome to bio classes, especially your first PU. Myself Avinash, and my subject is biology. Since many days you are at home only and already have successfully completed your 10th examination and waiting for the results to come. And we are also eagerly waiting for your good results. I think this is the first time we are starting academic year through the YouTube classes. Every year we used to face the students in the classroom, and students they used to get their lectures face to face. Since it is a crucial time, I think few days we have to continue with the YouTube classes only, and the entire Oxford institution will be there with you. Let's all together go. And one thing, actually we plan to start first PU syllabus from today itself, but the problem is that since many days we are at home itself, most of the students are disconnected with the studies. Most of you are disconnected with the studies. When the 10th examination date announced, at that time some students touch the book, I think, at that time. And after completion of the examination, I think most of the students have not touched the book also. So because of that reason, we are not directly starting that first PU syllabus. So if you start means it will be difficult for you to continue with the classes. So because of that reason, I think up to 1 week we are focusing on the concepts that already have studied in your high schools, 8th, 9th, 10th. And from all those concepts, we are picking the concepts which are connected with your first PU syllabus. So just keep one thing in your mind, what already you had studied in your high schools. So those concepts expansion has been given in your first PU. So such kind of concepts we have to relate up to 1 week. Then onwards we can start your first PU syllabus. And one more thing, since it is the crucial time and the classes are going through the YouTube, so make best use of it. Just one thing I am assuring, after completion of this kind of video classes, when you will come to the normal classrooms atmosphere, at the time just I am going to assure one thing, you will be many steps ahead compared to other students. But thing is, you have to focus these classes well from today onwards. And already you are given with the timetable, PCMB timetable. According to the timetable, daily we are uploading the videos, and just my request to you people is that just to be interactive with all the classes. So most of them will say best beginning is half done. So we are in the beginning stage. We should be very serious regarding the classes. So it indicates most of our tasks will be completed. Half of the task will be completed, I think. Yes. And here coming to our classes, in biology, we are having so many vast concepts, so many basic concepts. We are from those basic concepts, we want to pick the important one to begin the classes. So here, just in the general sense, I am telling you, if you want to study a plant, yes, if you want to study the basic condition of that plant, we have to start from the seed of that plant. That means the seed is involving all the components, all the things which is going to give up that entire plant, yes. So that seed indicates that seed study is nothing but we are studying the fundamental of that entire tree. Or say for example, if you want to study a construction, any one wall, we have to study, if you want to study the basics of that construction of that wall, means we have to look after the bricks or the sand or the cement, whatever the raw materials we have been used there. So in that sense, if you want to study the organisms, so life study is nothing but biology. If you want to study the life or the organisms, we have to study the basic fundamental unit for that life to occur, for that life to function. What is that basic unit? So already you have studied in your high schools, that is in 9th standard. In 9th standard you are given with one chapter regarding the cell. So from today class onwards, so let us concentrating on the cell unit, the cell. And already in your first PU also you are given with one unit, separate unit for that cell. You are given with 3 chapters on that cell concept. Already you are given with our 9th standard itself. Just already I told you, this is a little bit expansion of that chapter. So in the first PO we are having a cell structure, one separate chapter, cell division, one separate chapter, and the raw materials which are used for the construction of that cell, that is the biomolecules. Such kind of we are having 3 chapters, one separate unit regarding the cell. So today let us focus on that cell concept. In chemistry also you will hear this term, cell, that is the center of the atom. So in different branches we are going to observe this term cell. How this actually the cell concept, its a study has been arised means, there is one interesting investigation here, and one keep on thing in your mind, in the science or in biology and whatever the branch it might be, most of the inventions are arised because of the accidental investigations. They were finding something different, and ultimately they concluded with some different concept. So in that way, a scientist, his name is Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke, scientist, in the year 1665. In that time, actually he was very interested with the botany at that time, that means regarding the study of the plants. At that time he observed a piece of cork. He observed a cork material. So what is this cork means? Say for example, if you take any one tree that is a little bit having the diameter, in that tree, if you want to look at the outer coat, the outer coat will be hard. We will consider as that hard part of the tree which is used for the furniture work. Such kind of hard portion we will consider as a bark. So in that bark, it is one portion, cork. So he was observing, Robert Hooke, he was observing a piece of cork. When he was observing a piece of cork with his microscope, he has invented a microscope, small microscope. Through the microscope he observed a cork. So in that cork he observed this kind of structures. I think you might have seen this kind of structures. These are the small room like structures in the honeybee hive. So that kind of structures he observed, little bit elongated structure, but he did not get what those structures are, why they are present there, and actually he observed the structure throughout that cork material what he was observing at that time. He called these structures as small compartments. That small compartment is nothing but cell. In the Latin word, cell means small compartment. He observed a small compartment, so many small compartments, he called them as cells. So by this study onwards, we began with the branch, one important branch, that is the cytology. Cytology means it is the branch of science which deals with the studying of cells. Yes. After the Robert Hooke, actually he did not begin, actually he observed the small minute structures and he did not get any idea regarding that one, its importance. After him, another scientist, another major scientist, he is Anton van Leeuwenhoek, and he is the major scientist. What microscope we are using in our laboratory today, you already have seen the microscope, the structure of microscope, we will consider as a compound microscope. So what microscope we are seeing today, that microscope idea, it was given by Robert, that is the Anton van Leeuwenhoek fundamentally. So he also invented one his own microscope, ancient form of microscope that was actually used and through microscope, that was present in this just a small size, this kind of microscope. So for example, let me consider, imagine this is the microscope and that microscope was having the needle, and he was observing a water sample, pond water. So that needle has been dipped in the pond water and he was observing in front of that lens what he has adjusted. When he was observing a pond water, he observed small structuring wandering in that pond water. So he took the pond water. So in the pond water, he observed those structures. Actually, Anton van Leeuwenhoek observed a bacteria and a protozoan in the pond water, and he referred them as cells. Yes. From these step-by-step investigations, the cytology branch improved. And next, another scientist, Robert Brown. This scientist, he observed nucleus inside the cell. He observed one center, one circle that is inside the nucleus. He called it as a nucleus, just like our brain. So brain is controlling all the activities of our body. Like that, nucleus controlling almost all activities of the cell. So such kind of nucleus observed by the Robert Brown. And one more scientist, Purkinje scientist, he observed the matrix content in the cell and he coined that term, protoplasm, that is the cell inside component. So and so many scientists, they observed different investigations in the cell. So by the effort of those many scientists, the cytology branch improved. We got different ideas regarding the cell. And after few years, another major theory came forward, that is cell theory. So this is the major theory while we are studying the cell concept. This cell theory, that theory means here we are having some firm statements regarding the cell. Two scientists, one is Schleiden, another scientist is Schwann. Schleiden and Schwann, these are the two scientists independently from the different countries. Independently, they investigated cells. They started studying the cells and they gave some statements. Statement given by this scientist and this scientist were almost similar. They together said this is cell theory. Then what was the statement? So according to them, the first statement is all organisms, either higher organism, lower organism, small microscopic organism to the large organisms, whatever the organism it might be, organisms are made up of cell and cell products. So this is their common observation. Organisms are made up of cell and cell products. Say for example, if we consider a bacteria, it is one organism. If we consider bacteria is made up of cell. The life of organism, the body of a bacteria is nothing but cell, one cell. In that manner, if we consider our body, human body is not made up of just one cell. Human body is made up of thousands, millions, billions, trillions together cells. We are having trillions together cells. So for example, 25 years an adult human body that might be containing say for example 200 trillion cells. And not only the cells, cell product also, whatever the cell producing the products. Cells and cell products together form organism body. So organism, that is their statement. And one more thing they said, cell is the basic unit. In what sense? Why it is considered to be the basic means it is the structural and functional unit. So cell is considered to be the structural and functional unit. So this is at most important. We can consider this is the definition as a definition for cell definition, structural and functional unit of life, that is the cell. So the question will be arise, what is the structural unit here? Structural unit means the structure of organism or its body parts are given because of the cell. How the cell has been arranged along with other cells, how the cells have been contributed in one particular shape, that gives the structure for that organism. Yes, structural. Or for example, in our body, whatever the structures we are going to observe or the entire body itself, that is because of the cell. Cell is the structural unit, just like our bricks. Bricks, whatever we are using for construction of the building, that structure of the building or the wall is given by that brick. In the same way, the structure for our body is given by the cell, structural unit. And the same way, cell is considered to be the functional unit. Yes, why it is considered the functional unit means, whatever the functions given by one organism, those functions are nothing but given by the cell. Say for example, in our body we are having the lungs. What is the work of the lungs? Of course, that is the respiration, exchanging of respiratory gases. We are taking the oxygen inside and removing the carbon dioxide outside. So that work is done by our lungs. In the same way, if our lungs are showing the respiration means, actually cells are performing that function. In the cell, there is a special organelle, there is a special part, that part actually taking the oxygen, releasing the carbon dioxide. Because of that work, our body parts are showing that work. So our work, our lungs work is, we can see the outside, but the cell work we cannot see easily. But overall thing is, our functions are nothing but cell functions. Say for example, if I am lifting the hand means, we are having a vast, so many cells, billions, trillions together cells. Those cells are actually working, because of that my hand is functioning here. So cell is considered to be the structural and functional unit. So these are two statements given by these two scientists. But here one question arises. Of course, cells are the basic units. Organisms body made up of cell or cell products. How actually the cells are formed? So this question arises. So for that question to answer, another scientist came. His name is Virchow. Rudolf Virchow. This Virchow scientist, he gave another statement, just he modified or just he added one more information for that one. So he said, cells are arised from free existing cells. Yes, if one new cell is going to form, that is arised from free existing cell. What is this meaning? Say for example, just I told you, our body is having trillions together cells. Yes, thousands, lakh crores together cells our body is having. When we born, at that moment, whether we are having those same number of cells or less number of cells. Of course, we are having the less number of cells. And when we were present in the mother womb, at that time still we were present in the small size. Our body cells were present in still a lesser number. Then if you go backward, we will come to just one cell. What is that cell? Zygote. So from one cell, that is from one zygote, all of these so many cells are formed. All the entire organism has been built up. One cell will divide to form two cells divide to form 4 cells, 4 cells further divides and forms 8 cells, 8 cells to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, like that. So many cells are multiplying. That means new cells are formed by the free existing cells. That means cells are already present. From the already present cells, after the division, new cells are formed. This is statement given by the Virchow. So now all the three statements together form cell theory. So this is the important theory in the cytology while we are studying the cells. By keeping this one, we have to consider, we have to look at the cells. Yes. Just I told you, the organism body itself is nothing but the cell. So many cells combination results in the form of a body. In that sense, let us consider human body. Our body and our cell. Let us consider these two. our body, we are aware with the so many works that our body is exhibiting. So the same works done by our cell also, one individual cell. So for example, we are going to show the respiration. Yes, that is exchanging of gases, that is intake of oxygen, releasing of carbon dioxide. That respiration actually shown by our lungs, as according to our understanding, it is shown by our two lungs. But thing is, actually that work is shown by the cell. Cell is having one special organelle. We will consider it as a mitochondria. Yes, mitochondria work, it is nothing but lungs work for the respiration. Or say for example, we are having a different parts performing different works. What is the work of heart? Pumping up the blood. What is the work of the stomach? Digesting the food. What is the work of kidney? Removal or excretion of the nitrogenous waste material. What is the work of brain? Controlling different activities of our body. What is the work of lungs? That is the respiration. So in that manner, we are having different organs performing different functions. In the same way, cell also having a different organs, but we will not call them as organs, we will call them as organelles. Cell is having organelles, and those organelles are performing work, that work performed by organs of our body in the broader sense, right? So here, in that way, if we consider types of cells, cell types, basically we are having two types of cells. The first one is prokaryotic cell, and the second one is eukaryotic cell. Yes, we are having two types of cells. What is the meaning of a prokaryotic cell? Pro means first or the beginning one. Karyo means nucleus. And keep this thing in your mind. In biology, whenever you will get this kind of term karyo, so referring it as a nucleus. Prokaryotic cell means first formed cells or the cells without a nucleus. Those are the first formed ancient cells actually. They do not have the nucleus. Just I told you, if cell is considered as a body, it is having one center. That center is nothing but nucleus. If nucleus is not present by the cell, if it is not having the not possessed in the cell, we will consider it as a prokaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell means U means true, and a karyo means a nucleus. Cell, eukaryotic cell means the cells which are having a true nucleus. That means we can see the nucleus in the cell. So for example, if you want to look at the cell means we have to use a microscope, of course. Do an experiment. Suppose if you are getting that one, while eating the onion, we can peel out one thin layer. We will eat the onion, leaves of the onion. If you want to take on a transparent layer, thin layer, that thin layer is nothing but a layer of cells. When that thin layer, by adding the color, when we observe under a microscope, we can see so many cells. When we are observing the cell under normal, that is compound microscope, at that time we cannot see different organelles of the cell. Just we can see the nucleus of the cell. So that is the major part of the cell. If that nucleus is present means we will refer those cells as eukaryotic cell. And already you know we are having 5 kingdoms. Yes, Monera, Protista, Mycota, Plantae and Animalia. 5 kingdoms we are having. All the organisms will coming under this category, this kind of category. Monera and Protista. These two organisms, these two kingdoms, all the organisms are made up of just one cell. And those organisms we will refer them as unicellular organisms. And remaining all organisms are made up of so many cells. and those organisms will refer them as multicellular organisms. We are multicellular organism. Bacteria is unicellular organism. Amoeba is unicellular organism. So out of 5 kingdoms, starting kingdom Monera, all the organisms are having prokaryotic cells. Just one cell, and that cell do not have the nucleus. Prokaryotic cell, that is the Monera. And remaining all kingdoms, Protista, Mycota, Plantae and Animalia. Remaining 4 kingdoms are having eukaryotic cell. That means they are having the true nucleus. And one more thing, cells are present in different shapes. In the next class, let us see how actually the cell is looking like, what are the different parts. Now we have to look at the cell from the basic, that is from surface point of view. If you want to consider the cell shapes, cells are not, all the cells are not present in the same shape. They are present in different shapes. And one more thing, they might be having a particular shape, they may not be having any particular shape. And such kind of shapes if we consider, we can see the muscle cells. And now I am considering our body example only. We are having the muscles. If you consider the muscle cells are present in this kind of shape. And this is the nucleus. That means it is present in the fiber shape. Spindle fiber shaped muscle cells we are having. That is the shape of the cell, elongated structure. In the same way, if we consider RBC cell, red blood cell. Red blood cell, it is not present in that shape, it is present in this shape. Actually circular, but the thing is, here RBC shape we will consider as a biconcave shape. Just biconcave shape means you can imagine balusha. When we are having that sweet balusha, edge it will be thicker, at the center it will be thin. Such kind of shape is possessed by the RBC cell. In the same way, if we consider another cell, let me consider nerve cell. Brain, spinal cord, nerve cells if we consider. So those are nerve cells, they are having a peculiar structure like this. This kind of structure it is having, elongated structure, upper side one head like structure, lower small fiber like structures. So this is a different structure possessed by nerve cells. In the same way, if we consider sperm, human sperm, egg present in that spherical shape. If we consider sperm, and sperm is present in this shape like this, usually we will refer it as a tadpole shape. Sperm, that is also shell but present in different shape. And in the same way, if we consider bone cell, we can some of the bone cells we can refer in this shape. Not exactly like that, in that manner. That means we cannot give any particular shape or any particular name for that shape. That is a bone cell. Just like amoeba also looking like this. Amoeba, it is not having any particular shape, shapeless. That means no constant shape. So in that manner, all these are different kinds of cells are present in one body itself. So what I am telling you is, organism may not possess all the cells in the same shape. So that might be having a different shapes. And on the basis of the complexity, on the basis of the internal structural organization, we are having two types of cells, prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Yes, so these are the different shapes. Actually still many shapes are present there. Say for example, if we consider skin cells are present in the polygonal shape. So different shapes are present there, and thing is numbers are differing, shapes are differing, and that modification of the cell is differing. How actually the cell is looking, how actually the cell is constructed, what are the materials involved in the cell, and what is their function. So all those aspects let us see in our next class. Yes, thank you.